Don't be afraid to be ridiculous. It has been a strange realization this week doing my very first long brick workout. If you don't know what a brick workout is, basically when it comes to Ironman training, one of the most important aspects of the race is actually being able to run off the bike. Because when you bike 56 miles during an Ironman 73, depending on how hard you push, the energy expenditure that comes from that is what ruins many people's races. In fact, when you actually see the ending of many 70.3 events, they look rather pathetic because so many people are just walking. It's kind of a sad sight to see. When the swim starts in an Ironman race, it's really epic. It's early morning, everyone's out there. There's like music playing. The announcer is like pumping people up to get in the water. It's a very attack-oriented, effortful, stylized, cool beginning. But by the time the event has passed 4.5 hours, people are done with their swim and maybe their bike. So many people walk during the runs because the truth is people don't go into these race events competent enough to finish strong. No, not just complete it, but finish as a racer. And to be fair, I am a part of this crowd. I have never finished an Ironman event without having to walk. So what they do in training to actually be ready properly is a long brick workout. This Saturday, I had a long brick workout scheduled. 40 miles on the bike, 8 miles of running. It was ridiculous. That's how I would describe it because it's a 4-hour workout ultimately. And every time I invest heavily into Ironman or like continue with the progression of it, I hear voices in my head, the critique voices of the subscribers on my main channel, basically telling me that I'll never be able to invest in the right things, put on muscle, be the man I need to be if I just, put so much time into Ironman. And I think I can feel the pressure of that immensely when you have a 4-hour workout coming up because you need to fuel for it properly in advance. I just cannot shake the doubt that kicks in. Even though I have resolved to attack, I cannot shake the doubt that kicks in when I'm getting ready to pursue these efforts like this. Do I really want to spend 4 hours on a Saturday biking for 40 miles? First of all, dealing with the monotony of that, and then immediately going into a run. And then I know that it will deplete me and I'll need to recover and I'll just be out of it. And I had a coaching call the morning of this, the day that I'd set for this effort. The relentless thing that I told the boys in my crew who are in this cohort is that it's actually easier to just not think and follow through on the plan you had set. It's actually more time efficient to do that than anything else. So I knew that perhaps the best use of my time, honestly, is to just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do the 4-hour training event because the time that I would spend if I were to try to pull back those hours, the opportunity cost of having spent those hours training to think about what I need to do with my life otherwise, the cost of sitting and thinking is actually more expensive than the cost of simply training for 4 hours straight. I hope this is resonating a little bit. See, as my life has progressed, now that I'm, very centered in my 30s, as in I'm almost 33 now, I'm realizing more and more, the most important thing is to fully accept who I am and the path that I'm on. It's almost as if it cannot even be helped. I am a certain way. Some tendencies naturally emerge out of me. And so to train is actually, it's better to just do the training, get it out of the way and move on with the rest of my day and, the rest of my calling than to just stay stuck thinking, should I do this? Is this a good energy of use of my time? Maybe these people are right about me. Maybe I actually never will put on muscle if I keep doing these long endurance events. I only hesitated for 20 minutes that morning, but then I got out there and I started the workout and it was so effective. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it gave me, but it was what I needed to do because I had resolved to race Indian Wells. At the end of the day, I had signed up for an Ironman event, an Ironman 73, and that requires doing some things that are ridiculous. So you know what? It's actually easier to just do the fucking ridiculous thing, bro. Just do the thing that's ridiculous. It's a better use of your time. How should I say this? A friend of mine, Elijah Long, is on this enormous 6-month-long kick called retard maxing. That's his whole... I'm so happy for this guy because I have been a loyal follower of his for like 6 or 7 years now. And he's never invested anything into like YouTube editing or anything like that. I mean, they're such simple delivered videos. But now he just goes on these tirades about how thinking is not beneficial. It's not beneficial. And especially when you've made a commitment to yourself, you might as well, pardon the language, but you might as well be retarded. It's actually a really effective way to pursue your work in the world. Be retarded, bro. It saves you so much time. It saves you so much time. You might as well do the thing that is ridiculous because you've already set the ambition as thus. You have already resolved to do this thing that is true to you. So do it. I want to go sub 6 hours in Indian Wells. A 4-hour-long brick workout in training is immensely useful in this regard. And you know what? I was still able to accomplish so much in that day. I still did a coaching call in the morning, a 2-hour-long sales call in the evening. I still spent some time with my girlfriend. I still ate well. And the next day, I still hit legs. So I still did a leg workout. Like literally hack squats and leg extensions and all this stuff. Nothing was slowed down at all. The only thing that slowed me down was the 20 minutes in which I thought about whether I should do this brick workout or not. So that's just the first idea in this video. There's probably 2 or 3 big points I want to make. But effectively, man, it's okay to be ridiculous. I want you to apply this to you. Take any number one of your goals. It's honestly just easier for you to honor the path of what you're pursuing fully. Because in the time that you're not pursuing it fully, you're just going to be wondering what if. And it'll make you miserable. It'll make you miserable. You're not even going to be effective anyhow. People genuinely do not know how to use their free time extremely well. And a lot of what they end up pursuing is just a meandering thinking. So much of what people end up pursuing in life is just a meandering thinking, a scheming, a talk. It's just a lot of dialogue about what the best plan might be. I have a philosophy in life that I think is immensely useful. It's called the fuck shit up philosophy. Something that I mentioned to new coaching clients. Just fuck shit up. Do a bunch of crazy shit to work towards a certain result. You know, because the optimization towards the path you're moving on, any efforts towards optimization, more or less, is an exercise in thinking. And thinking has no value at all. Holy moly, man. Thinking has no value at all. I once saw an acting interview with Chris Evans, and someone once asked him, man, what's the best advice anyone's ever given to you? And he said, the best advice someone's ever given to me is this. Shh. That's it. Shh. Shh. That's it. You know, do not think at all. Do not think at all. Takes 3 minutes to set the plan. You'd be better off doing a 4-hour brick workout than anything else if that's what's on the calendar. I myself have to record 2 YouTube videos today to stay on track with Captain Sinbad and Sinbad Trains. Why is that? Because I have resolved to make 1 video per week on each channel. Now, someone could give me different considerations. Nikhil, maybe you should actually try to make more of a documentary style video. Maybe you should try to do this. Maybe this is the direction that the main channel should go on. You know what's actually a lot easier than that? To just do what I decided to do. That's a lot easier than that. It's more effective. There's more output. There's so much more getting done than to sit around and think. I get questions like this all the time because for a while there, I was just stacking Salesforce certifications. And someone once reached out to me and he was like, man, I'm trying to get into Salesforce as well. Which certification do you think I should get first? Should I get this one or that one? My first thought to him was like, bro, I've never asked anyone that question. Like, which one should I get first? I just like decided on the one that made sense and then just blasted my study for it until I cooked it dry. And then I got like a 91% on the exam because I took so many practice tests, put like 30 or 40 hours into just taking practice tests. And then when I showed up to the exam, it was like all the vocabulary of that terminology was just like circulating in my mind. And I just like passed the entire exam in 10 minutes. And that's it. I remember one time I made a main YouTube video and someone said, Nikhil, you've passed Salesforce Agent Force Specialist, but that exam isn't really that valuable. You know, what you actually need is Platform App Builder and Platform Developer 1. Why are you getting Agent Force Specialist? Okay, well, fuck you, bro. I got Agent Force Specialist, then I got Platform App Builder, and then I got Developer 1. So I got them all anyway. In the time that it takes someone to write a YouTube comment about me, this is more so true for the main channel, but in the time it takes someone to write a YouTube comment about me or to say something about my strategy, say something about my implementation, like advice on how to improve my swim technique when they themselves are not swimmers at all. So I'm like, okay, I just heart their feedback just cause, but I already think to myself, by the time you have critiqued my YouTube video, I'm already working on the next one. By the time you've, I don't know, said something about my Instagram story where I'm swimming, I'm already on to the next 3 sessions. And I bought myself a pull buoy so that I can work on different elements of my stroke and actually start learning drills. By the time you've said that my feature film effort, part 1, wasn't good at all, it didn't speak to you, or the accent wasn't sharp, I've already done pre-production and filming for the second part. In a way, that's ridiculous. That's retarded. And it's the most productive, happy way to live life. One of my cinematic inspirations, genuinely, from like a stoicism, productivity, get after it, inner freedom, charisma point of view, is actually Heath Ledger's Joker. Not because he's a nihilist or he wants to watch the world burn or that he's a symbol for chaos. Not for the actual like heinous acts that he did, but because he was free in his actions. He was free in his actions. He even says this, is it to Harvey Dent? He says, I just do things. Now, to be fair, the Joker does have plans that he sets in motion, but he's so playful in his pursuit of them. And above all, he focuses on action so much that he can't lose. I mean, people might say terrible things about him. People might say his plans are good or bad or whatnot, however they may feel. But the Joker is so free, by the time you're criticizing him, he's on to the next. In a similar example, back in the day, when I'm talking about when I was a kid, I would play Age of Empires and Age of Mythology. For anyone who doesn't know, these are sort of click-based strategy games where you're building villages and towers and you're trying to gather wood and resources and you're just trying to like build up an army to beat another army. They were really fun games, and there was also some sort of cerebral element, some sort of strategy involved in working on them. And I remember I was once working on a map and I was deciding what to do. Should I build this village here, or would it be better to build a town? Do I want to like invest in this army thing, or do I want to make a cannonball? I was kind of like debating. I spent a lot of time in that game debating what comes next. And when I lost one of those games terribly, then the full map finally got revealed. And when the full map is revealed, you can see what the other player did, like how they built out their map. And remember, I played against this other guy, and the map he built was insane. There were so many towns, there were churches and all this stuff. I don't exactly remember what the constructions are in Age of Empires anymore, but he had built, his map was full of stuff, armies, maps, just so many things, so much ammunition and all this stuff that he'd built on his other side. And I realized, oh my gosh, we had the same amount of time on this map, but in order for this guy to do what he did, he was making decisions so much faster than me. So much faster. He was getting so much done. Holy moly. All this deliberation to arrive at what? The same result as the other guy, just 10 times slower. Do you know how heartbreaking that is? Do you know how heartbreaking? In your own life, do you realize that all of your deliberation was basically you just jerking off and just being a dipshit? Effectively, that's what you've done. I'm serious, bro. Every single time you have deliberated for an extensive period of time, you've just been fucking dumb as shit. I can say this definitively. Oh, should I go here or here? You can make the plan. You can make the strategy in 4 minutes time. I mean, Iron Man, especially, it benefits from being fucking retarded. The reason why is because if you just show up to the thing, like Forrest Gump, right? Like Forrest Gump, you've seen him out there, right? In that movie, he's just like, I just started running. Jenny. Forrest just fucking did shit, bro. He just played football. He's like, run, Forrest, run. And then he just started running. That's all it is. Fucking hell, dude. All this time spent thinking and deciding what the actual fuck. You could build an extra city with all the time you spend thinking about what you should do. It's unbelievable, man. You can get so much more done when you simply decide. You can simply decide and take action and do the next thing. You can simply get after it. And that's the biggest lesson I learned this week. It is actually easier for me to be ridiculous, which is to say to do a 4-hour brick workout. That is actually easier for me to do than to sit around and think about what direction I want to take my channel. I can't think of anything more unproductive than that. To sit and think, what direction should I take my channel? Are you fucking kidding me? You can do that in 2 seconds. What do I want to do with my life? Genuinely. I could put a gun to your head and say, tell me what you want to do with your life. And something would come out within seconds. Within seconds. And all those hours of efforts. Should I buy this thing? Should I not buy this thing? Oh, maybe I should save money. Maybe in the time that you were deciding, should I buy this thing? Should I not buy this thing? You could have actually just bought the thing, whatever that product was, and then just get back to working and then put those 2 extra hours of deliberation into actual productivity. I feel that way about so many things. You can actually make snap judgment calls about things and have it more or less work out. Why deliberate? This isn't to take away from due diligence and all that, but it's so much easier to be ridiculous in your efforts and in your intent with the goals you want to pursue. Now, obviously, there's some caveats to this. You cannot pursue too many goals at the same time, like maybe more than 3 or 4. That makes sense. This is the first season of my life where I've actually been taking all 3 legs of the training seriously, and my productivity has gone up. Not only that, but I feel my body composition has improved. Who knows? Maybe this is a one idea channel. Maybe the entire thesis of this channel, Sinbad Trains, is to stop thinking. Maybe this is a retard maxing channel once again, just like Elijah Long. I really don't know. All I want to say with this week is that whatever goal you're pursuing, whatever it might be, all the time that you spent doubting, deliberating, thinking this way or that, you're just being dumb. You're just taking this enormous gift that is life that was given to you by God, and you're wasting it with all your thinking. I know for a fact, dude, that all your thinking has gotten you nowhere. It's just stifled your charisma and made you wonder. And that's it. You just live a life where you sit around wondering. I wonder what strategy will work. I wonder what my brand is. Your brand is that you're retarded if you think too much. And I mean it. Be open to being ridiculous. It's actually a lot faster to go all in and be ridiculous than to choose any other way. It's actually so much faster to go all in and be ridiculous and follow some ridiculous path than to sit and wonder.